Ladies and gentlemen, when in 2018 I took the decision to run again for the highest office of the land, I did it out of a sense of urgency, which gradually took over my heart after I began to contemplate more and more thoroughly about our vulnerabilities as a nation. As a nation, we are weakened by multiple vulnerabilities. Some are temporary and easy to deal with, but others are more systemic. And today, because of the current COVID-19 pandemic, these vulnerabilities have deepened. We acquired a middle income status a decade ago, and since then we have fought hard to consolidate and improve our gains. We've come a long way in the last 10 years, but we are today facing a clear risk of being stuck at this low level of development. This is our major vulnerability as a nation. This government has made no real effort to begin to create an economy that generates prosperity for all our people. There has been very little investment in innovation and creativity, the main drivers of prosperity, and we are still witnessing many cases of institutional failure. To create sustainable and ever-growing prosperity, something we all deserve, it requires building a robust social and economic infrastructure, one that supports creativity, innovation, and the production of high-valued added products and services. The risk of becoming a country trapped in poverty is unfortunately boosted by the fact that while we're fighting hard to consolidate our status as a developing country, the advanced nations are in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution, transitioning from a post-industrial world to the world of smart technology, and from a production-based economy to a knowledge-based one. In simple words, the advanced world is moving in one direction, while we are still moving in the direction the world moved 20 or 30 years ago. If we keep moving in this direction, we will become less and less competitive on the global market, and this will condemn us to perpetual stagnation and backwardness. This might happen because our main vulnerability as a nation is a weak social and economic infrastructure. I've traveled around the country and gone deep into the hinterland, meeting chiefs and interacting with communities and stakeholder groups. Over the last 4 days, I've been here in the Western North region, and because of President Nana Akufo-Addo's decision to stop ongoing cocoa road projects, for example, many of our communities and cocoa growing areas are inaccessible or have very poor road networks. Many of these communities are also still without mobile network connectivity, denying the people, the students, teachers, and health workers of access to call and internet services in this 21st century age. This is precisely why during my first term as president, I took aggressive steps to develop and consolidate our health infrastructure, our educational infrastructure, our transport infrastructure, and our digital and communications infrastructure. This is the only way to build a resilient nation. Without creating and consolidating a developed infrastructure, no nation can prosper and resist global shocks such as the current COVID-19 pandemic. In 2012, Ghana's GDP was $41 billion. It was $55 billion in 2016. According to the facts, during my first term as president, we were able to add onto the size of our GDP almost $14 billion. Ghana's GDP in 2020 is projected to be somewhere around $59 billion. This means that the current MPP government has managed an addition of only $4 billion in 4 years. This is the difference between us and them. We delivered $14 billion growth in 4 years, while they delivered only $4 billion growth in 4 years. Some might say the reason NPP is delivering only $4 billion growth is because we are now hit by a global crisis generated by COVID-19. That may be true, but during my first term as president, we had to face 2 years of a free fall in commodity prices on the international market, which affected us. For almost a year or so, thanks to a court case generated by the NPP, the country was on wait and see mode. We also faced the Ebola epidemic. So you see, the conditions are similar. And this is why my comparison between my first term as president and Nana Akufo-Addo's term as president is relevant. And the debate between the two of us would have settled this once and for all. We both had to face dramatic situations. The difference is that we, the NDC, faced this situation by delivering $14 billion addition to our GDP, while they, the NPP, are facing their situation by tearing our country apart and delivering only $4 billion in growth. And there's another big difference. We, the NDC, did not only face dramatic crises, we also proved that we're able to overcome them and move Ghana forward. They, the NPP, never proved that they're able to overcome any significant crisis. And so the facts are crystal clear. We are better than them, far better than them, in delivering progress and growth to our people. This is why during this campaign, we have to be far better than them. And I'm absolutely sure that we will. My brothers and sisters, we need to make Ghanaians hope again. We need to make them feel they are listened to and taken care of. We need to make Ghana work for everybody and not just a few people. This is why in our manifesto, we call the People's Manifesto, we pledge to create 1 million new decent jobs over the next 4 years. We will do it, and I guarantee you. Let me give you just one example of how we will do this. It is our intention to turn our economy into a 24-hour economy, with factories and businesses working 24 hours a day, every day, especially in the production of high-end goods, not only for export but also for the local market. The additional shifts this will create will bring in a significant number of new jobs. And since we are talking about the production of high-end goods, there will be decent jobs with decent salaries and will allow people to live a dignified life. In the People's Manifesto, we also pledge that every Ghanaian will have access and benefit from a free primary health care plan. This will include cure, prevention, and health promotion. When you visit a district hospital, a polyclinic, a health center, or a CHIPS compound, you will be attended to for free. I guarantee that we will deliver on this because access to health care is a human right and because we, the NDC, always put the people first. Ghanaians deserve to have access to free primary health care services. We've also outlined elaborately how we will place Ghana at par with nations which have already embraced the fourth industrial revolution. We will develop our digital economy at a highly accelerated pace, one that has never been witnessed here in Ghana before. This is why in the People's Manifesto, we pledge to provide universal and affordable internet access to all Ghanaians. We'll also train 1 million coders who will become the backbone of our digital economy. Digital companies serve clients all over the world and they pay decent salaries. With our plan to train 1 million coders, our digital economy will flourish and a significant number of new and decent jobs will be created. There's great news for our young people. They are creative, they are innovative, their entrepreneurial spirit is an inspiration, and we're offering them a significant opportunity to help us create a 21st century Ghana. Because of the impact of COVID-19 and in response to the challenges many parents and self-financing students face, the NDC has decided that tertiary students will pay 50% only of their tuition fees for the 2020-2021 academic year. This is what we call the Chimpe policy. It is important because many homes and businesses are yet to recover from the shock and impact of the COVID pandemic. Ghanaians therefore have every reason to have hope again. We, the NDC, are offering a future to be proud of. My brothers and sisters, beyond the powerful pledges in our manifesto, this campaign is about our true vision, and it is about you, the people of Ghana. All the attacks and lies won't stop us from delivering our vision. We are better than ever before, and we are more prepared than ever before. We faced real challenges in the past, and we overcame them, and so we know how to deal with these challenges. This campaign is about all of us together. Today, from Junasi here in Sefwi Wiawso, I'm launching our campaign for 2020 with the most effective and largest door-to-door campaign ever seen in Ghana's history. We will touch every soul, we will heal every wound, and we will restore dignity and truth to Ghana. To all my compatriots across the various branches and constituencies, I entreat all of you to take our message directly to the people. Share the People's Manifesto with them, and let every community understand what is in the book for them. My running mate, Professor Nana Jeno-Opoku-Agyeman, who is currently in the Eastern region, will also continue her activities today with a community door-to-door campaign. We have broken our message into simple flyers and also produced an abridged version of our manifesto to make it easier for all to have access and to get the details firsthand. You can also download these documents from my website, www.johnmahama.org. Or you can simply download the John Mahama app on your phone or communication device and get access to the People's Manifesto. Let me thank my brother Johnson Asiedu Ketia General Mosquito for submitting the presidential nomination forms on behalf of myself and Professor Nana Jeno-Opoku-Agyeman. I want to assure all the teeming supporters of NDC, our sympathizers, well-wishers, and the millions of people waiting to vote for John Mahama, Nana Jeno-Opoku-Agyeman, and the NDC that we are winning this election. We are determined, and the Electoral Commission, and indeed no institution or anybody, can and should try to subvert the will of the Ghanaian people. We have had concerns to draw the Commission's attention to many instances of infraction and actions that have not satisfied us. While we're expecting the Commission will live above reproach, I want to assure you all that the NDC is very well prepared, and we will police the ballots from all polling stations. from all polling stations, through the constituencies, to the regional, and finally to the National Collation Center. This is our battle for Ghana's future. Let's embrace it like our very lives depend on it, because Ghana deserves to be in a better place where everyone has the chance to thrive and prosper. We will rescue our country. Feel it, believe it, and let's deliver it. May God bless Ghana. May God bless every one of you. Let's do this for Ghana. Let's win this for Ghana. May God bless us all. Thank you.
So the NDC's 2020 campaign has been officially launched. Former President John Dramani Mahama and the entire NDC membership are expected to be going around the country from door to door selling the People's Manifesto. It all started with a speak out tour. The former president and the NDC went out to speak to ordinary Ghanaians, various professional groups, people working to feed the nation, to hear their concerns, to appreciate what they want this country to be in the years ahead. And together with a team of experts, the NDC put together the People's Manifesto. The party again has gone around the country on tours assessing the people and how they are appreciating what it has put together, testing the waters, and the support has been very overwhelming. And the former president today, as he launches NDC's 2020 campaign, door-to-door campaign, which will start here at Genase, at Sefwi Wiawso in the Western North region, is saying that all Ghanaians must come on board and support this rescue mission. This event was live at the NDC regional office here at Sefwi Wiawso district, and it's a constituency at Genase, and present was the minority leader of parliament, Haruna Idrisu. I've seen the former chief of staff, Julius Debra. I've seen the former minister for South Africa, ambassador to South Africa, the former minister for agriculture, Kwesi Ahoy here. I've seen several members of the NDC leadership here. The former president, as we speak, is walking to some of the shops around to begin his door-to-door campaign, and you can see and hear and feel the shouting, the screaming, acceptance of his track record and what he has done to boost the image of this country. The former president has said that in his campaign tour of the Western North region, he decided to travel to the hinterland to appreciate what the ordinary people are going through. And he expressed regret at the fact that many major initiatives, especially in the road sector, remember, he embarked on what they called Cocoa Roads Project, which took as much as $150 million from monies government was able to secure to boost the cocoa sector, to specifically target the roads which are very poor in this part of the country and several other cocoa growing communities. And he's expressing regret that 4 years on, several of those road projects have been abandoned. Beyond that, he's also surprised that several years down the line, many people in Ghana today, as we speak, do not have access to telecommunications. I'm talking about Vodafone, I'm talking about MTN, I'm talking about Teltigo, and you can imagine what telecommunication has done to improve the lives of the people people in the area of job creation, learning, and several opportunities. And I'm sure as you watch the screens, TVXYZ, Ways of TV on TV, YouTube and Facebook, on Ago TV, on several other radio stations which pick the official launch of the 2020 campaign live, you would appreciate the fact that those watching TV now, that the former president is going around engaging ordinary people around where the campaign was officially launched to sell NDC's manifesto. I'll go around and help you to appreciate some of the things in the manifesto, and I'm sure I'll be going around with my cameraman when it is set. But I can see some beautiful ladies around. I want to beckon as many of them to come around because they are holding placards. The placards are basically talking about many things you and I, the ordinary Ghanaian, discussed with the NDC as a party. The former president, who is poised and very confident, he sounded when he officially launched the campaign today, that he is going to win the 2020 elections. He has again served notice that Ghanaians, the NDC, and the general public will not accept any activity by an institution or group of people to subvert the will of the people. I see extended maternity leave to 4 months, free tertiary education for persons with disability, jobs and prosperity. And in the conversation with traditional authorities, with the people at Mini Debes, the former president explained that the job creation initiative will fall under the big push. I'll be speaking to one of the organizers of these pretty ladies you see behind me, who have been selling snippets of what you must expect to see if you download the John Mahama app, or you go to johnmahama.org, that's on the website, or you get copies of the mini books that have been put together. Here you see scrap import duties on all commercial vehicles and other equipment for industrial and agricultural projects. This is one big initiative or promise that has won the hearts of several hundred thousands of people. Either they are artisans, they are fitters, masons, fitters, sprayers, electricians. Look at all those who fall under the automobile industry if they have to do with repairing vehicles. Government introduced an import duty that was going to ban the import of slightly damaged vehicles, and at the same time the import of some of these vehicles. Otherwise, if we were bringing it in, the import duties were so huge that you were not able to afford to bring it in. The former president has said that under the People's Manifesto, this will be scrapped to give opportunities for as many as possible. Pay all assembly members. This is also another major policy in the People's Manifesto. I'm sure you've heard series of press conferences by concerned assemblymen acknowledging and commending the former president for realizing that assembly members form part of the decentralization concept, and for that reason any initiative that is going to empower them to be more productive on the ground will help push a common cause of making sure that this democracy we are building is participatory. And for that reason, those championing or leading that cause at the various district assemblies can do that with a lot of the effort and then the support they need. Extend maternity leave to 4 months. If you are a woman and you gave birth to a baby, after 3 months breastfeeding, you are expected to go back to work. The 4th month is when you are preparing your child and introducing your child to the food you and I eat. The former president said it is trauma on working mothers. That will be added on. An additional month will be added on to make sure that working mothers will be conditioned, make sure their babies live well, and when they return to work, they can be very productive. This one talks about free primary health care for all. All you need to do is to get a copy of the People's Manifesto. Under this policy, my understanding is that a lot more Ghanaians cannot or are not captured under the National Health Insurance Scheme. And so this free primary health care initiative is going to help them to get access to health care, and in most cases in the deprived communities. They could be CHIPS compound or the smaller health facilities. I have a lady here who has been doing this all, and even before I speak to her. Let me speak to the Deputy National Youth Organizer of the NDC, Edem Agbana, and standing beside Edem is Obobia. You know her very well, very pretty lady who is very active on TV and radio. But let me engage Edem Agbana first. Edem, I've seen lots of them. I'm even tired. I'm sure this conversation will help us to read as many as possible. What is informing this initiative and how are people receiving it?
Let me first give commendation to our Deputy National Communications Director Obobia for the initiative to organize all these young ladies and project the promises that we have in the People's Manifesto, which has become accepted widely as the document that will redefine leadership in this country. If you look at the items written on the various placards, you will realize that each and every one of them has something to do with young people. And I have every confidence that in 61 days, the youth of Ghana, the youth of Western North will vote to change the politics of division. They will vote to change the politics of unemployment and vote for a government that will create 1 million decent and sustainable jobs. Young people of Ghana on December 7th will vote for a leader who will provide opportunities for all and not for a privileged few. A leader who will spend the hard-earned resources of this country to improve the lot of the many Ghanaians. And that is why we have policies such as the free primary health care. President Mahama is saying that in his first 4 years as president, he spent the country's resources building chiefs compounds, clinics, polyclinics, district hospitals, and all that. Now, when you finish building hospitals and the people are not able to afford, the hospital becomes useless.
Adam, sorry, we have to cut this. There's a lot more to talk about because I'm told that the former president is just about ready to continue this big project called the official launch of the campaign, which will see him going to your doorstep. So if you're a Ghanaian, just expect that you may have a surprise visit by the former president or any member of the NDC to sell their manifesto promises. I've seen the big push. I've seen 1 million jobs. I've seen pay assembly members. Obobia, before you go briefly, you have been organizing these beautiful ladies, and I can understand how active they have been on the ground because I've seen you in Kumasi and other regions. How has it been, the response so far?
Fantastic response from the public. Many do not own the manifestos, but they see us on the roadside and they can simply read what is in the manifesto. So when you go by your normal duties and you see these young ladies on the street, you will know that the President Mahama has promised to pay fully depositors.
You're on vacation. Oh, okay. Study hard, okay? Study hard. Okay. Thank you. Send your mark also kakra. Yo, over to about my NDC. Over to about me.
We are here to vote for you. Okay, you vote for you.
Lights,
Back to Eric, right?
Eric. And so you just heard a conversation between the former president, John Dramani Mahama, and some ordinary residents of Junase, which is under the Sefwi Wiawso constituency. And This is the official launch of the NDC's 2020 campaign. I was speaking to Obobia just before we gave way for you to watch the former president's interaction with the people around. As we speak, he's still moving door to door, shop to shop, ghetto to ghetto, any corner to corner, just engaging ordinary people. And I can tell you, lots and lots of people are surprised, are happy that they can actually engage him one-on-one. Obobia, I see fully pay all depositors of collapsed financial institutions in 2021. I see pay all assembly members. Now walk us through some of the themes captured in the People's Manifesto.
Those are the ones you're seeing on the placards. These are the bullet points, the ones that the people want to hear. Why they want to hear it is that because we had gone into consultation with they themselves, and they had told us exactly what will work for them, and that's why we have the People's Manifesto. So what we are doing, and everywhere you see us, we are trying to put the bullet points out there for people to understand that these are what is contained in the People's Manifesto. It is a manifesto for you, it is the manifesto for me, it is a manifesto for us. So it's not as if a few people went to sit in some corner and brought a manifesto to the people of Ghana. This is a manifesto that has ideas of the people we are about to govern from the 8th of December 2020.
And I've seen a lot of effort by your opponents to water down some of these bold initiatives, and even instances where they suggest that it is something people cannot trust because the candidate John Mahama doesn't have a track record. Now you go around, how do people react when they see some of these things and hear these commentaries on radio and social media?
I wish you would have gone with us as we went on this stretch with the placards. The whole place went into a frenzy. Everybody is excited to see what's contained in the People's Manifesto. Your opponents keep condemning it, but they keep implementing it. That's the magic, isn't it? So I'm asking that, why, if the president had all that money there, what took him that long to pay the depositors? Why did he decide to pay them when we put it in the People's Manifesto? Why is he in consultation with the private schools to add them to the free SHS? Why is he doing all the things that the NDC is promising? He's meeting with assembly members already. He's thinking about how he's going to pay them to. So if there are policies that cannot be trusted, President Mahama is lying to the people. What is his business implementing some of them?
I don't know whether you have gone to any of the garages. For example, I see this lady here with a placard, scrap import duties on all commercial vehicles and other equipment for industrial and agricultural projects. We have been following him around the country, and he's talking about bringing in agriculture inputs to enhance agriculture, i.e. mechanize the sector to make it more productive. Let's go into specifics. Vehicles, commercial vehicles, and so on. How are people reacting briefly, because we are about to be on the move?
What's your business telling people that because there's a vehicle assembling plant in Ghana, so you are going to ban the importation of used vehicles? You understand me? Are you saying that everybody will afford to buy a brand new car? It doesn't make sense to the people who already have the vehicles in town already, who are selling. So that's why they like this policy, and they are all going for it. And if you go to Abosokan, Swami Magazine and all, they are all running after this particular policy, because they know that that is what will help them to look after their businesses, their children and their family. It is not about telling them to go to an vehicle assembling plant to go and own a brand new car.
Okay, thank you very much, Obobia. So that's how we wrap up this official launch of the NDC's 2020 manifesto. The former president says it's a project for all Ghanaians. Let's rescue this country and reshape it and push the development agenda to create opportunities for all. As we wrap up, I just want you to say hi to Ghanaians watching you so that you can wave at them, and that is how we are going to wrap up from Jenase, the NDC's headquarters here in the Sefwi Wiawso constituency. My name is Erica, and you say hi to everybody.